Like and follow our channel. Contact us to claim your free Navigator Miner when you sign up with us, while supplies last. Plus, get started at no cost.
Well, it's a brand new play. MoveQuest is bringing it to the forefront, and it's open for everyone. Once again, we want to thank everybody for joining us this evening for our weekly update call with the creator of MoveQuest. Thank you for those of you that are here for the very first time. We welcome you to learn more about what MoveQuest actually is and what it actually represents. This is not an overview call. We normally have those on Mondays and Wednesdays. We'll give you that information toward the end of tonight's call. But these calls are typically dedicated for getting more in-depth information as to what's going on behind the scenes of MoveQuest and the direction that it's moving into. And we're always excited to hear any information that we can from the project's creator. MoveQuest is a move to earn platform where individuals are actually able to earn digital rewards from their normal day-to-day activity and enhance their earning capability if they decide to move a little bit more, because the more you move with MoveQuest and the more mining power that you obtain with MoveQuest, the more you're actually able to earn. And we're working our way into building a viral phenomenon that people around the world can actually participate in with a very, very low barrier of entry. Having a mindset of, just like when you get ready and you start working out, you haven't been working out for a long period of time and you're just getting back into the throes of things, it takes time to actually get back in shape and start seeing those results. But as long as you're consistent and active over time, the results do come. And that is synonymous with what the value proposition from a physical perspective that MoveQuest actually brings to the marketplace. But it also works the same way, synergistically and simultaneously, with the digital rewards that are being earned on a day-to-day basis. You're actually accumulating an asset that, as more people around the world choose to participate in this platform, has the potential to not only increase in size because you're accumulating them on a daily basis with your physical activity, but increase in value because MoveQuest is a community-driven project, and the value of the asset that is a part of this platform is totally driven by the people that choose to participate in it. And the more people we have in this community, the more value the assets within the community has. So with that being said, once again, it's always an honor to bring forth the creator of this platform, Miss Lynette Arden, who has done a phenomenal job actually putting together this ecosystem. And we love to hear what she has to share with us. So Miss Arden, I see you're here with us this evening. How are you doing today?
Microphone check.
There we go. I'm unmuted. I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Great. Doing wonderful. Doing wonderful. So what's going on in the world of MoveQuest, Miss Arden? Let us know.
Max out check.
All right. Give you guys some exciting updates, right? So we've got lots of things that are, cooking up, getting ready to go live. The first, let's see, where should we start? What would be the most exciting?
It is a new day, and there
Well,
is
has everybody looked at the charts
to be grateful
today?
for.
You notice they're going up. It's funny because it was just yesterday or maybe the day before, somebody actually had posted and asked, well, how do we get the market value of the token to go up and not keep going down? And I just kind of shook my head and I'm like, well, it's pretty simple, right? If you're selling, the market value is going down. But if there's a demand and you're buying, then the market value is going up. So if you guys go and you look at the market today, for those of you who are wondering, how do you get the market value to go back up? Well, you have people that are buying the MoveQuest token. sharing the project and, explaining how it works and getting people involved in mining the MoveQuest token. The biggest advantage you have is that you're going to become more healthy. It drives you to compete with yourself, right? So that because the more you move, the more you're mining. Now, I don't know if people realize, but think back to the Bitcoin mining days. Those of you who were around paying attention to crypto back then. I know when Bitcoin got started, I bought my first Bitcoin. It wasn't even a penny. And when you could actually mine from a regular, computer, because there wasn't the mining difficulty or the competition or the expense then, like it did become at the later on down the road, where you really had to spend some major money. But you got to think about miners. You're the factory. You're the ones that are producing these tokens for the market. And if there's no demand and you're selling that token, of course the price is going to drop, right? This is a full self-sustaining ecosystem that's driven by the community's behaviors. And so if you're mining every day and you're selling the MoveQuest every day, if you're selling it to cover your mining costs, you're going to see the market value go down. But the mining, that's meant to supply the market when the market needs it, not drown it. Okay, when no one's buying the MoveQuest token. So the miners, you're creating that supply. The price goes up when the demand is bigger than the supply. So there's a lot of things that can change the dynamics of what goes on in the pool. One, you got to think about that full self-funding ecosystem. And, if you guys all understand what decentralized is, throw up some hearts or 100% or just a thumbs up or something. So I know everybody understands that being decentralized means that you're in control. There is no middleman. There's nobody that is managing your tokens. There's no bank, there's no intermediary. It's just you and a smart contract. And so you're making all the decisions. You're making the decision to submit that proof of physical activity. You're making the decision to claim your tokens from the smart contract. You're making the decision to sell those tokens. You're making the decision what type of miner that you're going to mine with. Everything is done in real time, instantly, and managed by these smart contracts. And by being decentralized, that means there's nobody that is managing this for you. 100%. It's totally in your hands. So it's not the fault of the project, because this project leaves 90% of all transactions for the liquidity pool. Only the project only gets 10%. Now, any of your other projects that you've been involved in, it does not work that way. 100% of the money goes into the creator's project, and the community buys the pre-sale tokens, and you provide the liquidity. But this is a self-funding ecosystem. It's completely utility backed. Okay, there's nothing but all kinds of use for the MoveQuest token. And here in the next week or so, you're going to see a whole lot more use available, things that you're going to be able to use that MoveQuest token for, which is going to create even a higher demand. The self-funding ecosystem, every single time you engage in the platform, the project, regardless of what you're doing, you're providing liquidity to the pool. And I've heard several people who have said, well, if the market value of the token is down, and what I had to spend to mine that MoveQuest token today isn't bringing me a profit, then I'm not going to submit. You become part of the problem in the self-funding ecosystem, because you're mining those tokens. You're holding tokens, hopefully you're holding. And if you don't contribute to the ecosystem, then you're not contributing to the liquidity pool. And so you're a deterrent.
Oh, I can't even hear myself.
Right? Because you're not engaging in the ecosystem. So you got to think about this on a long-term vision. And I'm going to go over a few other things that maybe will hopefully, help everybody
There we go.
understand
I can hear
exactly
you
how this
now.
works in a different way. I'm always trying to pull up this light bulb so people have this
I'm
light
doing
bulb effect that
fantastic.
goes,
Yo,
oh
I
my
thought it
gosh,
was
I
me for a
finally
minute.
get it.
was
I
like,
get it
what is
now.
going on with
But
my
you got to figure
audio here?
everything you're already doing.
All good, all good. Well,
You're
thank you for being a
mining
great
MoveQuest
host
token for
of
now.
our X
Every
Spaces and a
step, every
great
mile, every
topic. I
workout,
want
every
to make
calorie
a
you
couple
burn,
of
every minute
key
of your
points
sleep
on that, and then
is
let me
mining
know
the
if there's
MoveQuest
any more
token.
we want to expand
So
on.
the more
We
you
talked about
move, the
Steve
more you
Jobs,
mine,
and I don't think there's a
the
person
more
alive that
you
doesn't
thrive.
understand or know who Steve
So when
Jobs
you
is
move,
and the
that
impact
is connecting
he
that
has
fitness
brought to the
data,
world
your
through his
walks, your runs, your
technology. And
workouts, and even all
technology
your
is
sleep.
very, very important.
Then
But
you're
in our
mining
short
these
amount of
MoveQuest
time
tokens with
being
that proof
alive
of
here on
physical
Earth, we've seen
activity.
technology
You're
change
building your
so
health,
rapidly.
wealth, and
But he
your
is right
freedom.
about that.
It's
It's
actually
not so
very
much about the technology
incredible if
itself,
you
it's
really
about
understand how
how
this
people
whole system comes
actually
together.
use the
Our
technology.
tokenomics are
I know
inspired by the
someone
most
like
successful
Bucks,
model
some
in
people are
crypto,
afraid of
Bitcoin.
artificial
Look at all these
intelligence
other
and being
projects who are
afraid that the latest
changing
technology is going to
the
take everybody's
tokenomics. Some
jobs
of
and
these
take
projects have
over.
got
But in
hundreds of
actuality, I was
millions
having
and
this talk
billions and
with Marnita,
trillions of
and
tokens.
she loves
That's the
saying this
most
quote
insane thing I've
that
ever
it's
heard.
not AI
Bitcoin
that's
did it
going to
right,
take
so I
over.
try to
It's
rewrite the wheel.
actually
Just
the
like
people
Bitcoin,
using
MoveQuest
AI
is
that have
capped
the
at
huge
21
advantage.
million
So it is the
tokens.
people
This creates that
using the
scarcity
technology.
and it does
And if we go
preserve
back,
the long-term
it's all
value.
about
We've
one
got a
key
lot of
word
things
here.
that
This is,
Bitcoin
I
doesn't
love this
have.
word. It's
And
going to
what
be my
that
word for
means is
2025
already to
called
date,
leverage.
it
And
took
MoveQuest
Bitcoin
is
4
allowing that
years
word
to
to go
get
to
where
a
we
whole
are
nother
today.
level in a way that not
So
even in the
we will
move
be
to
able
earn
to reach
space
Bitcoin's
any other
market
move to earn
values
opportunity has done. But to go
in a
back,
percentage of the
the
time.
first time we ever hear
It'll
of
take us
leverage
50% of
is
the
when
time
we
to
want
reach
to make
Bitcoin's
some
market
money.
values, maybe
If we
even
want to make some
25% of
money,
the
what do
time.
we have to do?
It could
We have to
happen
trade
literally in the first
time
couple of
for
years.
money. We
So
go to school,
all of
get
that
good
MoveQuest you're
grades, get a
mining,
good
that's through
secure
your proof of
job,
physical
and then we
activity.
trade all of
That's
our
what is
hours,
being
8 hours a day, and one of
reported to
them
the
is maybe you
blockchain.
work 12,
That's what
14-hour
validates the
days,
tokens
and
that you're
just to earn an
mining.
income.
Our
And you're
ecosystem is
limited
simple:
to how much
mint,
you can earn
hatch,
based on how
evolve,
many hours you
dock,
work. And the
boost,
smart people say, hey,
submit,
wait, there's other
claim,
technology out there
lease,
that will
and
allow me
compete.
to not
And
just
all of
leverage my
this
time,
is
but what
interacting
if I can
within the
leverage other
ecosystem.
people?
When you mint those
And so would you
miners,
rather earn
90% of
100%
every
of your
mint
own efforts or
is
1%
recycled
of
back to the
100
vault for
people's
future
efforts?
mining.
And so then
It's
that's
never
industry
spent.
direct
This
sales
project
came
cannot
about,
sell
because even if
the MoveQuest
20%
token.
doesn't
So
mean
whenever the
much, you still have
community is
80%
using the
income
MoveQuest
coming in
token,
or some form of
that means
residual
that it
type of
has to be
service
added
using
as
that technology.
liquidity
And then the
before
third is what Robert
it could be
Kiyosaki
sold,
really talks
meaning it
about:
has to be bought before it can be
leverage. But
sold. So if you
leverage
go to the exchange, you
your
buy the MoveQuest token,
resources,
you spend it
leverage
to mint
your
your miners. It
rewards,
comes in
those rewards
to
that
the
never sleep,
ecosystem.
those
That
rewards
MoveQuest
that never
belongs
get
to
sick.
the community.
And that's another
It goes
part
into
of
the
what
vault.
MoveQuest allows you to do. And if
That
you
is
guys
going to be
have been
mined
paying attention to our
beginning in the
hatchery,
year
you get into our
2060.
hatchery and you're
Now,
allowing
if you
your
go into the
rewards to
hatchery,
earn for you
until
and leveraging that
you've
over
got
the
a
next
short window of
6.3
time,
22
the
days.
MoveQuest comes
So when I
back to
get to
you that
MoveQuest,
you've
and I want everybody
used
to
to
understand
mint your miners.
this
But pretty
key part
soon
of this
that goes
technology,
away and it just
what we're
becomes
able to
part of
do.
the
And I'll
onboarding
expand on this
system.
a
Now,
little
when
more
that
if you
happens,
allow me to
you'll
later and ask a
hatch
question
your
about it.
miners
But
Of course,
with
100.
MoveQuest. That means
it
you're spending your
allows you
miners or your
to be
MoveQuest
able
to
to
mint the miners. That's
leverage
the utility
your
of the token.
physical activity, and not
And that
only
MoveQuest
leverage it,
stays
but
in the vault
motivate you
until
to
it can
be
be
even more
used and
physically
paired to
active. See,
USDT and
before, if you
added
look at
to
the
the
other move
liquidity
to earn
pool.
apps,
So it can't be
most
sold.
was
It has to
maybe
be
just
added as
kind of build
liquidity,
a cool technology
which means it has
to
to be
compete with
purchased and
others,
used
but there
before that
was no
MoveQuest can
real
be sold
leverage to
again.
that
So all
technology
of the
of
MoveQuest that
your
comes back in
own
through
efforts
the
to gain
ecosystem,
any
it's
meaningful type of
it's
rewards that
creating
impact your
scarcity
life.
of that token.
And
Now the
MoveQuest has
hatchery
proven
is an
that
awesome,
it has
amazing
solved one of the
feature
biggest
of the
obstacles
MoveQuest platform.
in the
You
healthy
deposit
wellness
that
space. And I
MoveQuest,
say this
you
in our
get your
presentations, but I
miners,
really don't think most
and now you're
people
going to earn
really get that. And I say it at the beginning,
0.001846 MoveQuest
but there's all the
per
wellness
MoveQuest
industry
that's been spent. Now, for a short period of time, you get all of that MoveQuest back. What you spent, and why is that? Well, because it's held for 220, you're earning on it for 222 days. Okay. Now, you won't get that back here in a very short time frame. We may extend it. That's why I'm not giving you a for sure date. It was supposed to end on March 31st, but we are considering just extending it for another week or two beyond that point. just to give people some more time. We've had a lot of requests on that. So it isn't the normal activity within the hatchery to give you back the MoveQuest, okay, that you spent to mint the miners. That would be absorbed by the project for liquidity. But we want to make sure that we don't end up with a shortage of MoveQuest, because the hatchery has been doing an amazing job. I don't know if you guys have looked at what is currently staked in the hatchery right now, but there are 228,000, almost 229,000 MoveQuest tokens that are in the hatchery at the moment. You guys have to excuse me, talking is a little bit difficult. I had some dental work done and I'm kind of packed right now, so it makes it difficult for me to talk in a normal way. So I'm trying to be as clear as I possibly can.
And like you said, people.
So currently there's only 289,383 MoveQuest tokens in circulation.
But much of that, I think,
that's it. That's all that's in the wallets of holders.
Because
now it's kind of funny. I had a conversation with one of our MoveQuesters today. Right. And we were talking about the amount of token that is in circulation. So since July 21st, when we listed the token, there's been 1,016,000 MoveQuests that have gone into circulation. The ecosystem has purchased almost 500,000 of those tokens. That's future liquidity. Okay, that's community MoveQuest that goes back in as liquidity. And holders wise, if you add what's in the hatchery to what's in the wallet, holders is about 516,000 MoveQuest. So that tells you right there that we do have a lot of holders within the MoveQuest project. That's half of the MoveQuest that's been mined that is still being held in wallets. Now, if you've entered it into the hatchery and you've minted additional miners, that's all coming back to you. The reason it is because 222 days from now, we don't want to have a shortage of MoveQuest and an inflated market value. And so we've got a cap what that number needs to be, and then that goes away. You'll only get your rewards back, but those rewards, they're actually very significant. So when you're mining every day from your subs and all your physical activity, and you submit that proof of physical activity, we have a pretty high percentage of mining difficulty, because only 2,500 MoveQuests per day are being mined right now. However, if you are in the hatchery, every time you submit, you're going to get those extra MoveQuest rewards based on the amount of MoveQuests that you have contributed to the hatchery. Now, when you don't get the MoveQuest back and you're only earning the rewards, remember that is still locked for 222 days. So even the project can't use it for liquidity for 222 days. So the hatchery really does create that scarcity. So that MoveQuest token to make sure that we're not drowning the liquidity pool with an overabundance of the MoveQuest token until there is a high demand for that. So what does that look like? Well, if you use 100 MoveQuests to mint miners through the hatchery, that's adding an extra 0.1846 MoveQuests per day. Well, over 222 days, that's an extra 41 MoveQuests. It's actually more than probably what you're mining from your proof of physical activity. But if you don't submit the proof of physical activity, you don't qualify for the mining rewards out of the hatchery. So there's many reasons why that hatchery is very powerful. One, it removes MoveQuest out of circulation. Two, it boosts what your mining rewards are based on what you've spent on miners. And three, it's ensuring that the community is submitting that proof of physical activity, because they know if they don't submit, they won't get the rewards on a daily basis for those 222 days. So if I miss submitting today, I won't get my hatchery rewards today. If I submit tomorrow, I'll get them tomorrow. If I don't submit the next day, I won't get them that day. So you have to submit in order to qualify qualify for those hatchery rewards. Now,
limitless.
if
I mean,
you
on one
had
level,
used
people are
500
really enjoying
MoveQuest,
themselves. There are people who
that is an
spend
additional
hours
204
upon
MoveQuest
hours upon
tokens that
hours
you're going to
playing
get
video games,
in
and there are also people who
222
spend a
days.
lot of
Now,
time
for people who come
in the
in
gym
once
and just
the deadline
exercising
has
and
been
working out.
reached and
And
receiving
for the
all
most
your
part,
MoveQuest back,
you
remember
know,
right now,
what-
if you use 500
you only have
MoveQuest to mint
access to so
miners
much,
in 222
right?
days, you're getting
But
the
virtual
500
reality
back
kind of
plus the
opens up the playing
204.
field.
That
You
means you're
can be
getting
like in a
704 back.
mountainous
Now, when the hatchery takes on
scenery, or
its
you know, in the
full,
desert, or
the way
or in
it's
some
supposed
kind
to
of
be used,
technological
you
room,
won't get that 500
and you
MoveQuest
just
back.
kind
You'd
of
only get the 204. So it's got
you know,
several
and it's really
really
cool
good
what
components
they've
for
designed
the
to help people
ecosystem.
be
When you
very
evolve your
active. I
miners,
mean, the range
you're
of motion,
increasing
you know, the
your
way that this
miners'
gets their
power.
heart
Okay, that
pumping.
means that you're going to
You
be
know, people
mining
are,
at a
you know,
higher
slicing
rate
objects to
of
the
that
beat,
MoveQuest token. And
and
with the
all kinds of
evolution,
stuff.
90% of that
about
goes to
gamers
liquidity.
and gamifying
When you
things, and
plug
that's
your miners
exactly
into the
what
mining
Move
dock, you're
does.
powering up
If
those
you can
miners. That's
gamify
going
the
to start.
experience,
That's
and
going
that
to.
allows
That's how
people
you
to
start mining those
think that
MoveQuest
it's not work
rewards.
anymore.
So
It's not, you know,
that
people think
also
of, oh
provides
man, I gotta go
100,
do
not
this morning.
90%, but
They're
the
already
dock
tired. They
provides
already lack the motivation.
100%
It's not fun.
to the
So
liquidity.
therefore,
That means
gotta have
every
that
single
commitment.
MoveQuest token
And
that
that
comes in through the
consistency
mining
to
dock,
continue doing
because the
it,
project
even
can't
if you
sell
don't see
it,
results
goes
for
towards
a month or
liquidity.
so.
So
But if you can
essentially, when you're looking
gamify
at the
that
mining
process, if you
dock,
can make it
the
fun,
MoveQuest that
if you
has to
make
be
it
used there, when you
interactive,
look
where
at the
people don't
minting or the
realize
hatchery, the
that they're
evolution,
actually
it
helping
all
out life,
averages out
they're
to
just having fun,
almost
you know, like playing a
100% of
Very
game,
all
true.
transactions
then
that take
you will
place
always
within
have a
the
winner there.
ecosystem staying with the community, because that
You're
mining
absolutely
dock,
right. And I
it
mean,
actually
imagine the
makes
amount of
up
time that you can pass.
for a
Like
lot of that
sometimes people are on
10%
video
that
games
stays
for hours,
with the
and
project. That
you
mining
barely
dock, it
notice
brings
that,
in
you
a
know,
lot of
a couple
MoveQuest.
hours or
Now,
3 hours
boosts
even.
are going to
Sometimes
go
even a whole
live
afternoon
probably
has passed
by
by, and you
at
just
the end
like
of the week, middle of next week.
engulfed
And that is
into
going to
immersed
be
into
your
the
way to
technology.
supercharge your miners
So
and give your
imagine now
miners a boost
connecting
in their
that
power.
to an app
So
that allows you to
it
benefit
temporarily boosts your
financially from
miners,
it.
and you
You know,
can
that's incredible.
reactivate those
Well,
boosts. And
Imagine
those are
like
as
also
soon
the
as the last week while I was
NFTs.
playing
We'll
video
explain a
games,
lot of
realized
that
what
here in
time
the
it was,
next
and
few
started playing.
days.
I was like,
But it's going to increase that mining potential. So let's say you had an off day. Maybe you didn't get as many steps in as you want. So you want to boost your miners' power so you can boost the rewards that you received. Or maybe you had a really good day and you want to give your miner a boost so that you can take more advantage of those attribute elemental bonuses that you get with that miner. The result, it means that's consuming MoveQuest, okay? It doesn't take AVAX or USDT to buy the boost. It takes MoveQuest. Again, that's 100% of that MoveQuest goes to the liquidity. And so it's actually rewarding active participation, and it's reducing the supply of MoveQuest by bringing it back in and adding
absolutely.
it
And
as
there's such a
liquidity.
wide
Now
variety of
remember,
things that you
the
can do in the
submissions,
VR world.
that
Like
is
they got
important.
boxing,
That is
they
what
got
the
like
algorithm
calisthenics. You
is
can even like
based
incorporate
from
weights. It's super cool what you can
100%.
do. And I
Okay,
mean, even just
everything
something
else,
as
all
simple
the
as,
other
you know,
features,
going for
they are
a walk.
secondary to
Sometimes,
the
you know, as much
algorithm.
as it's
So
very
the
easy,
submission
sometimes
plays a major
the route
role
that you can
in
take in your
what the
neighborhood isn't
ecosystem
always
does with the liquidity pool. So you'll
it
see
gets
some
boring,
days
right?
where
It gets to be
the
a little bit
evolution
routine,
will
right? So something
remove
like virtual
a
reality can
small
change it
amount
up for
of
people who
the
don't have
liquidity
that much of
pool.
an interesting
It goes
environment.
in, it'll make
In
a
some cases,
buy,
some
and then
people
it will
might not even have a
add
safe
back
environment.
the liquidity. And
I
some
mean,
people
you
may
want to
wonder,
go
well,
out
why
and
does the
walk in the
ecosystem do
middle of the
that?
night, but you know the
Think about
neighborhood
it
is a
like
little
this.
too
When
friendly at
you
certain
are
times of the night, right? So
buying
you might want to
a
just strap
token,
on a virtual
if you
reality
buy it at $1
device and just enjoy
and then it
the
goes up
world.
to
Well,
10,
You can literally be in it.
you're
another
going,
thing
but
that's
let's
great
say
about MoveQuest, and this is what
you only have that
separates this from the
$1.
other
That's
move to
all
earn
you have to
apps, is
spend.
they
So you
they're
bought the token
restricted.
when it was
They only
$1
work if
and you
you're
got a full
outside of
token.
GPS.
But if you had to buy
Whereas
it when it was at $10,
MoveQuest
you would only get a
giving you
10th of
credit
that token.
for everything you do,
Well, it's the
even
same way with the
inside your
liquidity.
home.
So
So if you are in a
if you
situation
bring
where you've
the
been
market
working all
value
day,
up a little bit
you aren't able to
and
get
then
the
you
steps in, you
deposit
come home, it's
liquidity
late at
in,
night, you don't
it
want to go
pads that
outside,
liquidity
you
at
can
that
still
market
cover
value.
that
Okay,
activity
that it was
inside
brought
your
up to,
home.
but it took
Whether
less
you're just on
MoveQuest
a machine,
paired
you're
to the USDT because the MoveQuest had a little bit higher market value. So when the algorithm sees, okay, submissions are staying consistent or the submissions are increasing, it knows that it would have enough to stabilize and increase market value. But if it starts to see the submissions dropping, lack of participation, and it's only for one reason. If people see the market value going down, they think it's not worth it. But you're actually having an effect on the liquidity pool itself, because now the algorithm has to revert and it has to do things a little differently. Now it just has to pad the liquidity because it won't bring up the market value if it can't sustain it. It's all part of the ecosystem. You got to figure 90%, and in two instances, 100% of the MoveQuest stays with the liquidity. So if the engagement is decreasing, then what happens with the liquidity changes course. So when you see the ads, a little piece of removal, a buy, and then added back in, it's because the algorithm at that time feels like it can support an increased market value based on submissions. But if the submissions are going down, then it won't do a market increase. It will just simply add liquidity, and it will just keep pushing the liquidity into the pool, because then it stabilizes, and that means that there's overselling or drowning basically of the pool with the MoveQuest token. So the community's engagement and understanding how this ecosystem works is extremely important. Claiming your tokens, there's even some incentives there for the community. If you're going to claim every day, it's going to cost you a lot more. But if you claim every 10 days, it's only going to cost you $1. So if you claim every day, I think it's $10. If you claim every 2 days, it's $9. If you claim every 3, it's $8. Why is that? It's not because we're trying to overcharge through the system, because it all stays with liquidity anyway. What it's doing is it's encouraging positive behavior of your mined tokens, right? To hold them for the 10 days, pay less in the claim fee, and by giving you the ecosystem having that discount on the price you're paying on the claim, you're still stabilizing the market value of the token, because that was 10 days of mining that weren't sold before that 10-day period was up. So it keeps the token release fair based on your activity. This project is not speculation driven. Okay, it's truly driven by the community engagement, 100%. And it again provides that 90%. Now the leasing, that's ready to go. All right, but we're holding off just for a little bit. We got several things that are coming into play, and there's a good reason why we're just giving this a little time here. One, we want to get the hatchery, get that done, and we have I'm not sure what we're going to call it yet. We're still working on it, but in the next 3 or 4 days, we've got a really nice surprise for everybody. It's going to really help with your marketing efforts, and it's going to give everybody an opportunity to experience the MoveQuest platform. But I'm going to wait, and I'm going to explain that in a few days. We'll have a little presentation that comes out on it. But once we get that stuff opened up, then we will give the leasing
and you just realize
probably a little short test run and see. We really would like to see the community size increase just a bit
out of our day to do a workout,
and we think we're going to be there in the next couple of weeks, 3 weeks anyway. But to see 10,000 users on the project's platform, and with some of the things that we have happening right now behind the scenes, we really do think we'll reach that level at least by mid-April, if not before the end of April. Then it would be much better to open up the leasing, because you'd have the demand for it. So you don't want to release something before there's a demand for it. Kind of like you don't want to sell the tokens unless there's a demand for it. All of that matters.
And also,
the challenges, this is where you'd be able to compete neat. Okay. You'll be able to create your own challenges. You'll be able to join other people who have started challenges, or you'll be able to join the MoveQuest challenges.
Well, I think
So that
you've
again
got
is going
Microsoft and
to,
Apple,
you'll
one of the
earn
first
extra
two
MoveQuest
major
if you
ones
win
that
those
went into
challenges,
this
but it
whole
also
VR
brings in
experience to another level.
MoveQuest, and that's
And
also
think of
Yes.
VR,
the
you
MoveQuest
gotta
that comes
think
in from that again is
in terms of
100%
screens.
to the liquidity.
How much face
So
time
every
are
action in
we putting
MoveQuest
into
is managed
getting
with smart
screens?
contracts.
So
It
when
serves a
television was
purpose within the
invented for the
ecosystem.
very first
There's
time,
not
they
one
called that the box.
part of the
How long do we
ecosystem that
stare at
doesn't have
that
a
box?
checks
Then
and a balance.
desktop computers,
Every
and then
single
laptops.
feature has a
Steve
very
Jobs
important
brought out
impact
the iPhone and
on
created a
the
smartphone.
project's
And
ecosystem
now I think the
for
average
the community.
girl
It
spends 13
all
hours a
has to do
day
with
of
supply
her
and demand,
face
scarcity of
on
the
that
token, the
screen.
market
So
value of
the
the token,
VR is now
reducing the
taking
supply,
that same
increasing the
activity
demand,
and moving
strengthening
it
the
from your
liquidity
phone
pool.
where you
And
don't even
that's
have to
what
have a
makes
handheld
MoveQuest
device.
more than a real life game.
VR
It is
headsets
a
on
self-sustaining
when you're
economy.
interacting with the
And you
world.
won't
We call
see
that
that
augmented reality.
anywhere in the crypto
And you
space
can still
unless you're a
interact with the
blockchain.
world,
So
but
MoveQuest was
your
built like a
computer is
blockchain.
also overlaid
We're just not a
on the real
blockchain.
world. And you can
Everybody knows
touch
you
the
need a
air,
DApp
but you're
wallet. Got
actually
to be able to fund your
interacting with
wallet,
the
and
computer
then you got
screen.
to download
And that's the
our app. We're
whole
going through the
next
rebranding
level
right now.
stuff. I mean, the
We are
applications
getting
for
ready
that
to
is
submit
unlimited
the application
what
over
you can
to
do. And it's going to get so
CoinMarketCap.
good that
If we
it's going to
don't
be
do it
not just
tomorrow
a bulky
morning, we'll
headset,
have
but
it
it's going to be
ready to
scaled
be
down
submitted
to glasses and
on
even
Thursday.
contact
Yeah.
So
lenses.
we
That's going to be next.
That's
shouldn't be
amazing.
long.
I
We've
don't want to scare
already been in
anybody, but there's going
communication
to
with
even be
CoinMarketCap. It
what's
shouldn't take
called
long for
surgical
us to
implants.
be
That
verified.
are going to
Then you're going to see the
where it's going to be
FDV
just
really
another
change. I don't
part
know if any of you know this, but
our
hopefully this
body.
will excite all of
That's
you
coming.
as much as it does me. But our
Yeah, no, you're
liquidity
absolutely
pool is
right. And you can
13%
definitely
away
see
from
a
being
lot of
completely
evidence on
fluid.
that.
So
I
right
mean, this
now,
conversation
if you
about the
look
future of
at our
technology, it can
tokenomics,
really go
what's in
down a rabbit hole.
circulation,
I mean, they're actually talking
right now
about
the
being
bottom
able to hack the
floor
human being.
price for
So,
MoveQuest is $4.04.
we're talking boldly talking
And
about it.
that's
It's
based
done.
on our current market
So,
value of
rest
569.
assured there
So if
are
everybody who
some
is holding
levels of
tokens went
technology
and
that
sold them
we
today,
really got to be careful about. Just like
it
any
would take it down
technology,
to about
right?
$4
I mean,
and
the
4
right,
cents. And then
there can be a
remember, there's
right
still
person
the other
behind
half that's
the
sitting in the
technology of a
hatchery. There's still
vehicle
people mining, so it's
and
not
the
like it
wrong
would be the
person,
end
the
of
untrained
the
person
project
behind the
because
technology of
it's
a
a
vehicle.
self-sustaining ecosystem.
It's
And right
important to have the
now,
right
if
levels of
everybody went into a
responsibility with
selling
technology.
frenzy who are holding
So
it,
once
that
again,
would be the
ladies and
lowest
gentlemen, you
price
are
that you would
tuned
see.
into X
Now
on
tomorrow,
Spaces. Step up your game.
2,500
We
more
are flexing
MoveQuests go into
here on X.
circulation like
Catch
it
us
does
live
every single
every
day.
week,
So
same
that
time,
dynamic
Sunday, 3
changes a little
p.m.
bit
Eastern
if
Standard
there
Time,
were
or
not
9
any
p.m.
other
Central European
buys
Time.
or
And for the
anybody else
listeners
going
in
into the
Asia
hatchery if it just
Pacific,
stayed that way.
Monday
So
at
basically
7
what that's saying is that with the current community
AST. And for
and
your
with their
friends who missed it,
participation,
they can
just
always
submitting.
catch and replay the
Doesn't
recording.
include anything
Let's get
else,
into it.
just the
This is
submissions that
Brandon
come
Ivy.
in
One thing I want to
through the
share with
system
the listeners
into the
out there
ecosystem.
is that
It would sustain a
we're
market
actually
value of
hosting
$4.04.
a live event
That's
every
powerful.
Monday
You don't see that
and
anywhere
Wednesday
else.
afternoon
You
at
don't see
1
that
p.m.
anywhere in the
Eastern
move to earn
Standard Time.
space.
So for those
And
of you who are
most of your
looking
projects,
to learn
you wouldn't
more
see
about
this in the
MoveQuest,
first
check
200
out our
and what is
Discord
it,
channel.
240
You can
days. I
find it
saw that
on
we've been
all of our
mining right
socials.
now. So
MoveQuest
all
on
of that is
Facebook,
super, super
MoveQuest
exciting. We've got
on X.
44%
Brandon Ivy
of the
hosts
MoveQuest
an incredible
tokens
overview
that have
style
been
presentation. He
circulating
calls it
have been
MoveQuest
staked in the
Connect,
hatchery.
Monday and
Now, the
Wednesday at
hatchery,
1
the
p.m.
4-tier hatchery,
Eastern Standard Time.
once
You are
you
locked into
everybody who's in
MoveQuest,
the
and we are
4-tier
flexing
hatchery, when you
here
get
on
this
X
is
in
also a big
Spaces.
deal. So this is
That
something
being
you want to
said,
pay attention to
I
as well.
know for a fact that there are some
Because
listeners
you're
out
getting
there
all
who
of your
have
MoveQuest
some
back,
VR
plus you're getting the
experience. Don't be
rewards,
shy.
you will be able to
Raise your
deposit
hand.
all of that
Unmute your
MoveQuest
mic.
into what is
You're
called the
welcome to
Golden
join the
Hatchery.
conversation.
There
This
is
is
no
just Brandon
AVAX
Ivy
fee.
and your brother
It's just
from
a simple
another
deposit.
mother, Mr. Hayden,
And then you'll be able to
Andre, just
continue
hanging out,
earning
having a
that
powerful conversation about the
0.001846 per
future
day on
of
every
technology and the
MoveQuest
move
that's
to
in the
earn
Golden
space.
Hatchery.
We want to hear from you. We want to hear about
You
your
won't get
experiences.
miners.
We'd
It's just
love to hear
simply
your
you'll be able to roll it
stories
right
and
into the
how
Golden
MoveQuest has
Hatchery and
affected
continue earning, and it won't
your
have
life,
a
your
cost to you
fitness
to do that,
levels.
other than
I
whatever
think it's cool
blockchain
what it's done
charges
for
you
me.
to
And
make make that
consider
transaction
myself
through the smart
already
contract, which is
physically
pennies,
fit
is
and active
that probably even
individual.
less than a
Super
penny.
grateful for that. Being a
And
football coach,
once
a
it goes
captain
into, once the
basketball
hatchery
coaching
goes
this
into
year,
its
you know, and
full
just
dynamic, the way
I've
it
always been
works,
somebody who
you would be able to take your
fitness was a
earned
primary
MoveQuest that you mined from what you deposited. You'd be able to take those earnings and put it in the golden hatchery. But that's a big deal to be able to get all of that back. So right now, and we're toying with the dates
in the dungeon,
March 31st to April 20th. So we'll let you know in the next few days if we're going to extend it to April 20th. But right now, that's kind of what we're leaning towards because we have a lot of people waiting on their taxes to come back. They want to be able to do the 4-tier hatchery, so we don't really want to do it right before. We don't do it right on April 15th. So we're looking at April 20th to extend it for that time frame. So I'm trying to think if there's any other updates. Am I missing anything, you guys, that I'm supposed to be sharing? There will be a new slide deck added to the site. Probably by the morning. It basically goes over what I just talked about tonight on this call.
Really involved in technology, so please don't be shy.
But really exciting stuff going on, you guys. Everything is coming together. We really needed that time. I don't get disappointed when I see people sell. I feel bad for them because I know they're gonna. Have you ever heard anybody tell you you're gonna kick your own ass one day? That's what's gonna happen because a lot of people have, this fear that, I've heard this before, heard that before. Well, you need to use MoveQuest as what you set for precedent for you, right? Ask the good questions. Is it a self-sustaining ecosystem? How does the project provide liquidity to the project? If the community has to provide the liquidity, you might as well walk away. Because it's going to fail and it's got an end date. It will never work. Nobody's going to leave their money in a project to get a few pennies on transaction fees. If you have a solid project, it should be a self-funding ecosystem. The community should just be able to come and enjoy the project and everything that they do within the project that should provide the liquidity. Projects should be self-sustaining. And if you can't find a project that is, you shouldn't put your money in it. Blockchains are self-funding ecosystems. 99.9% of your projects are not. And you'll lose every time. You might get lucky here and there, but when you get lucky, somebody else lost because those are destined to fail. I'm very picky. I don't get into almost anything when it comes to crypto unless it is a blockchain. And then I do because those are self-funding ecosystems and those will stand the test of time. But 90% of your projects won't. So you're at the right project at the right time. If you're new to crypto, be glad, right? Because you won't lose here. This project can never go bankrupt. The only way that this project would ever stop is if everybody stopped mining and if everybody stopped submitting. And by that time, you sold all your tokens anyway, and nobody loses. So it is a very solid project. 4 years in the making. And once this takes off, those of you who are selling, we call it shaking the tree. Like I don't get disappointed or upset. And I always tell the community, don't get upset about that. All these people that are selling right now at $5, what do you think they're going to do when it hits 100 again, or hits 1,000, or hits 2,500? And those days are they're coming very quickly. You don't want them selling all them tokens then, right? You want to sell a percentage of them and let that puppy get up to where it's $10,000, $20,000, $30,000. And so it's good to get rid of those tokens that they're going to sell anyhow. Let them sell them low. It's all good. It's powerful for the liquidity pool because you got to remember it's self-sustaining. So every day there's liquidity that's being injected. Now, I don't know if any of you guys pay attention to the liquidity that goes in. Sometimes it'll be a week where no liquidity goes into the pool. Then all of a sudden there's 150,000 that's added, or there's 100K that's added, or there's 50K that's added. The algorithm in the ecosystem knows when it needs to be added, and it knows how to level it off, and it knows where it needs to be at for a percentage for sustainability, and it's all in the system. And so when you see those big injections, it's because the ecosystem can see a trend of buys coming in. Now, when you go and you look today, you've seen that trend of buys coming in. It only goes to a certain level, and then that algorithm understands, okay, we need to start beefing it. So you really started seeing that liquidity get pumped into that pool. over the last couple of weeks. It does that on purpose. It knows how to watch the behaviors of the community, and it knows what's happening. It's all math. And so it's incredible. It's awesome. It's fun to watch. So I hope you guys are excited. I don't have a ton of updates really, other than 13% away from being fluid is an amazing place to be. We're sitting at about 87, almost 88% fluid. So that's awesome. We've got 44% stake in the hatchery. That's awesome. We've got over 500,000 MoveQuest tokens being held by our holders, our MoveQuest community. That's simply amazing. That means only half of the tokens have been sold in the last 240 days.
And we're just excited about crypto.
Almost half of those have been absorbed by the ecosystem.
Feel free to be part of the conversation.
Purchasing them, putting them back in the vault for future liquidity. Now, as the market value goes up, that means that liquidity gets more and more and more valuable because the ecosystem wants to buy low as well. Lots to take in, but I'm telling you, if you guys don't understand crypto, this is where you want to be because you're going to learn everything you need to know. You'll be a crypto pro.
Putting in your time and your effort. You are always showing up. We appreciate you. And of course, Mr. Brandon Ivy, just like Mr. Web3 Rodney said, my goodness, education is absolutely key.
And I'm
and
glad
when you're
to hear you
able
say
to
that you're going
earn
to be
rewards
adding
like you are able to do so here,
a new
you want to
PDF
make sure you
presentation
know how to use them.
to the website that kind of covers many of the things that you mentioned.
And the best way for you to do that is through education.
And I like
now,
that because
I did want to touch
there's a
on
lot of
the
people listening right now that are very familiar with crypto,
I am 45 years old,
understand
and I still
what
game
you
like I'm in my
shared and how the
20s. I'm
ecosystem
gonna
works, how
admit,
liquidity works,
but
how
let me
the
tell you,
community's
there are
involved,
some
and all of
games
that
that
kind of
have
stuff
definitely
builds value in and
added to my
around the
MoveQuest
assets
experience. I put
associated
on my
with the platform.
watch, I turn on
But
my
for those
workout,
individuals
and I
that
get
are
with Guitar
new to
Hero.
crypto or that
So
may
I'm
not
up
have been
there
able
playing
to
Guitar
follow
Hero. There is
you
another
to the,
one that you
you know,
can
to the
move to
detail,
music on
that
our PlayStation
PDF
console.
that's going to
There
be
are
on the website
different,
here within the
let's
next day
say,
or so,
workout routines that
along
you
with
can be able
re-listening
to
to the
subscribe
section
to.
of this
So
recording
as a gamer in
together
her
will definitely help,
40s, I have
someone
found
wrap their
that
head
being with
around,
MoveQuest has
really what
taken
we
my
have
gaming
in front of us.
experience
And the
to a
key
whole
to
new
it
level.
all,
Because just
the
like
key
Mr.
to it
Ivy
all,
said,
and
you can
it's not,
sit
and I
there
know
on that game
we all get
sometimes
excited, right?
for
We
2
all want
hours.
to make
And when
money.
you're done,
We all want to
what did you
see
gain from it?
value.
Really nothing.
But
Yeah,
at
you
the
were moving
same
around. That's
time,
great. But then
we've
now with
been
MoveQuest,
in
you're
projects,
moving
we've been
around, you're
pursuing
getting more
things
healthy, and you're
that,
earning rewards. So I
we
just wanted
spent
to
2
throw that
months
out
on, 3
there.
months on,
Thank you
6
guys so
months
very much
on,
for everything
and
you're
then
doing.
now it's
I
gone, and
see
then we
Miss
go and
Lynette
we,
Arden is in the
we
house. I
jump
see
into
her on the
something
call.
else, and
Thank
we
you
try
so
to
much
make
for
it
everything you're
work,
doing,
and it
Queen,
does
for all
well
of
for a
us.
while,
You guys
and
have a
then
great
it's
day.
gone, and we on that proverbial
Thank you so
hamster
much,
wheel,
Juanita. Like I said,
if you
with,
will,
with
so to
Web3
speak.
Rodney,
But
excitement
what
is
I'm
amazing.
seeing with
It
this
is
platform
infectious. I love
is
the fact
that,
that
we're,
there are
like you said,
people
we're
out
about
there who
240 days
recognize
in with the
exactly
project.
what MoveQuest
We've
has to
seen some
offer and how it
phenomenal
can change not only their
results
lives, but the
with
lives
the
of everyone around
platform.
them. Well
But
done.
the thing that really stands out to me is
Once
the
again,
fact that,
ladies and
listen,
gentlemen, you are locked
we
into MoveQuest.
are,
We are
number
flexing
one,
here on
still
X, having fun in
healthy
spaces.
as a
Brandon,
project.
what do you think? I mean, like, people
Individuals
out there,
are able
they see the
to
technology, and
manage
sometimes they're
their
very
own
hesitant.
assets virtually at
What
will
are
because
your
it's
thoughts on
decentralized.
procrastination? I'll just share with you a
And
little bit
the
here.
only thing,
Procrastination, from my perspective,
the
is the
only thing
killer
that
of
stands in
success.
between
When it comes
the
to massive
value
victories,
of the
when
assets
you're waiting to see the winners,
is
waiting to see the big
the
profits,
more people that know about it, that choose to
involved,
participate with
that's
it,
just a recipe for
will impact.
average
So
gains.
the
In
more
fact,
we
in some
actually,
cases, it's a recipe for loss.
and I like it because it's not like
My advice
I'm
for
out
anybody who's
selling
on the fence and
people
procrastinating is just
on
take action
MoveQuest.
now
I'm
while the
sharing
project is
MoveQuest
super
with
early.
people. There's
That's what
people
Bitcoin
out
was
there
all
that
about.
would
Being able
love
take
to be a part
action
of
when the
a
technology was
community
unheard
of people. Number
where
one,
the
that's health
risk was
conscious. There's already
higher, let's just
health
say.
conscious communities that are
And
out
that
there,
level of certainty
but they're
wasn't
not
there.
able to
But
receive
those who had
rewards
vision
from
in
the
terms
things
of
that they're already
possibilities,
doing.
man,
The thing is
Bitcoin
they just
and
don't
this
know about it.
technology, the MoveQuest
They
token,
just don't know about
like
it.
a
So
rocket ready
as
to
a
leave the
community,
atmosphere.
I'll tell you like this.
I'm not gonna say challenge. I just ask that if you know of people that are health conscious, people that may need to be health conscious, or what have you. Share MoveQuest with them. Don't sell them on it. Just bring them to it and let them make their own decision as to whether or not they want to participate with it. And stay tuned for the days, not weeks, but the days to come for some tools and things that will help make that process a lot easier for you to share it and get more people engaged with this ecosystem at whatever level they're able to participate. I believe as 2025 continues on, we as a project will get in front of more and more people that will see the value in what it is that we have, and we'll all be better for it in the end. And the work, the physical activity, the sacrifices and things that individuals have made, and the commitment, I should say, that individuals have made for their health and their wealth will be very, very well worth it as time goes on. So hang in there, community. We are thriving and vibing in full force. And as always, Miss Lynette, Tuesday nights, we love tuning in to hear what it is that you actually have to share with the community. I don't know if there's any other statements or comments that you'd like to make, or if there's any other individuals that have anything that they want to share. But if not, I want everyone to remember that on Mondays and Wednesdays, so tomorrow's Wednesday, Mr. Brandon Ivy and Mornita Casa, they actually do an overview presentation on MoveQuest. So if you have anyone that you want to share this with, have them go tomorrow.
In terms of your approach,
somebody correct me if I'm wrong. 1 p.m. Eastern,
to take a
1 p.m. Eastern time.
Sometimes that does take a little bit of time based on our schedule and all that's going on. So, just from what you share with me, just that it might have been a little bit as in TO,
not the number 2, health to wealth.live.
But
and
in all fairness,
have them
a little
be able
bit of time to evaluate something
receive a presentation on this particular platform.
And I think
so. Outside of that,
I want to ask you just a couple of questions of things you had said. So, we're talking about the other crypto projects that people will hop into real quick, and like you just said, a lot of times they're hoping to make that quick buck. When people do that, let's just say over the last year, how many of those projects are still here? Would you say?
Sometimes it's great to get yourself out of the way.
Very, very low percentage.
Your guest in front of someone.
Very low percentage of. I don't want to say none, because I know someone may still be around.
They can still be around, but
the writing's on the wall, right?
Exactly. And what do? They come back and guess what? MoveQuest is still here. We're still thriving. We don't give you an inflated market value. We don't pump it up. There's no dumping going on. It's anti-whale. And the best way I think to explain it to people is, think of it as a city. And it's not built on taxes. It's not built on outside funding. So it doesn't require new money coming in. It just requires a community of people who are engaged within the platform, and it's powered by its community. Every action, every transaction, every movement, it's generating those resources that's needed to fuel the next. And so it's basically like roads maintaining themselves as people walk them. Markets grow as people trade. Every corner of the city is strengthening the liquidity and the market value of the token because of the engagement of the community. So it's not a blockchain, but it is designed as if it was a blockchain. And that is why MoveQuest is successful. That's why it will continue to be successful. And that's why if you get involved with MoveQuest, it will be the project that you can hang your hat on and be able to say that you won't lose your money. I can say that 100%. Now, if you're selling when it's low and you're not holding until you're in profit, that's a decision that you make. But this project, it's impossible for it to bankrupt or to close or to go away, because it's not mismanaged by, for example, remember, there's no tokens allocated. I'm the creator of the project and I don't even hold the highest amount of token. I didn't get any tokens allocated to me. There's no tokens allocated for marketing. There's no tokens allocated for the development team, the design team, for the, project managers, the core team, builders, nothing. Not one single MoveQuest token. Everybody has to buy them. Everybody has to mine them. That's the only two ways that you can get the MoveQuest token. So what does that say? That tells you that there's not going to be a pump and a dump because there's no tokens to dump.
This project.
And I, as the creator, I don't even hold the highest amount of MoveQuest tokens. There's some more wallets that hold more than I do. So it's a very solid project, and it's worth everybody's time, to learn it. And what we do have coming out here in the next several days is going to be a way for everybody to test the system for a short period of time, but there will be no reason for anybody to tell you no, because all they have to do is download the app and they'll be able to test the system and take advantage of it. And you guys will be excited when you see how all of that's going to work. And I really think that it puts us in overdrive, because one thing you have to remember with the leasing, for example, let's just say never does a person come in and join the hatchery. Well, let's say we have 1 million people who are leasing miners. That means they never spent a dime on a miner. They didn't have to unlock any dock slots. They just simply connect their wallet and they start mining. We're talking because they rented a miner, but that's all of those miners that are submitting that proof of physical activity to the blockchain. Remember how I said the submissions are the one constant within the algorithm that it depends on and relies on, and then everything else is like a bonus that tells the ecosystem what to do. But it all starts with the submissions. If you have 1 million miners that are submitting proof of physical activity to the blockchain, there's an in-app fee for that submission that goes to the liquidity. Now you have more coming in from submissions into the liquidity pool, probably than what the MoveQuest market value is even equivalent to, with the 2,500 going out. So now you've got a pool that has an overflow of USDT. Now when people sell, they haven't even tapped into the liquidity because they're tapping into the overflow. So it really is all about an engaged community. It has nothing to do with new people coming in, but it has everything to do with that peer-to-peer community that are using the project and engaged in the system. I just want to make sure people understand that part too. We have a lot of new people that are, looking for information, trying to understand it, which is why I'm going over some of this stuff again.
When you hear it another time, because you're in a totally different space.
Absolutely.
Right? 6 months ago, hearing one level.
Like I said, once again, Ms. Lynette, we definitely appreciate you taking the time out every week to come and share and provide us with updates, information, education, and all of the above, or what have you. So everyone, once again, thank you for taking some time out of your evening to be with us. Remember, tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, move to wealth.live for a full presentation on MoveQuest. And we will see you guys again this same time, same station next week. Until then, good night, everybody.
You were talking about some of the cool features that exist right now. And again, futuristic features that you have to remember, we're talking about crypto and blockchain.
Let's go, you know what to do. MoveQuest in the house, gotta break through. Wake up in your shoes, burn it up, no slack.
Really, I'm just throwing a number out there. I'm not, this is not official statistics, but generally, we're talking about 5%, maybe 10%.
Like and follow our channel. Contact us to claim your free Navigator miner when you sign up with us, while supplies last.
Everything in
Plus,
this space is
get started
new.
at no
It
cost.
is the